Hey everybody, this is Nick Murphy with gamervision.com, and I'm here to do a frame-by-frame of the Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows trailer. So just heads up right off the bat, this video is going to have huge spoiler warnings, okay? If you haven't read any of the books, if you've only seen the movies, please stop watching because we're going to go through some stuff that is going to spoil a lot of the new movie. So here's your warning, heads up. Alright, so here we see Lord Voldemort in the woods. Behind one of those trees you can see a Death Eater. Presumably this is right before the climax of the Battle of Hogwarts. Okay, here we see Harry, Ron, and Hermione on their journey to find and destroy the last of the Horcruxes. This may be immediately following their escape from Gringotts Bank. Now we're back in the woods. Voldemort and his Death Eaters are waiting for Harry Potter to surrender. This is Harry confronting Voldemort, which actually takes place near the end of the 7th book. Harry believes that Voldemort is going to kill him, and he thinks that that's the only way that the Dark Lord can ultimately be defeated. Since this is one of the last scenes in the book, it's very surprising that this is included in the trailer. I mean, this is probably like the last 20 minutes, half an hour of the movie maybe? Who knows? This scene takes place at Gringotts Bank, with Hermione disguised as Bellatrix Lestrange thanks to a dose of Polyjuice Potion. The three of them are planning to break into Bellatrix's vault in order to steal one of the Horcruxes necessary to kill Lord Voldemort. This is the wand maker Ollivander. We've seen him before in the film series. He's being held captive here by Lord Voldemort and his Death Eaters as they attempt to get more information about one of the Deathly Hallows, the Elder Wand. This is during the 7 Potters' escape at the beginning of the book, when 6 others transform into Harry in an attempt to confuse the Death Eaters. It looks here that Hagrid is passed out and Harry is actually driving. This motorcycle used to belong to Sirius Black, and behind the two of them you can see a Death Eater. Since this scene takes place on a beach, we're assuming that this is Shell Cottage, Bill and Fleur's house. This is most likely right after Dobby's death. Here, Harry finds himself on the ground after disapparating out of the Ministry of Magic. In this shot, it appears that Hogwarts is losing its protective spells that have long kept out the Death Eaters. This is a scene of a Death Eater stopping the Hogwarts Express. This was not in the book, this was added just for the movie. Gregorovitch is being confronted in his wand shop. We're assuming by Lord Voldemort, who is here to get more information about the Elder Wand. Here we can see Ron is splinched after poorly disapparating out of the Ministry of Magic. We see Hermione getting ready to protect the area with spells. This is during the dramatic escape from Gringotts, which Ron, Hermione, and Harry are able to do with the help of this dragon we see here. We see Ron holding the sword of Godric Gryffindor. A group of Death Eaters gather, including Voldemort, Bellatrix Lestrange, and Goyle. It should be noted that Crabbe was taken out of the movie entirely due to the actor's real-life drug charges. This significantly changes the fates of both of Malfoy's lackeys, at least in the movie. Ron appears very disturbed here. We believe it may be immediately following Fred's death in the Battle of Hogwarts. This is a Death Eater approaching Harry during the 7 Potters chase, presumably backing off to let Lord Voldemort come in for the kill. Here we see Ron escaping the Ministry of Magic. Bellatrix at first appears to be in a wizarding duel, but upon a closer look, she's clearly throwing her weapon, a knife. This is how she kills the loyal house elf, Dobby, as they escape from Malfoy Manor. Here's a quick glance at Hogwarts under its strict new Death Eater regime. We see Harry and the gang avoiding the Snatchers. Voldemort is trying out the Elder Wand after retrieving it from Dumbledore's grave. Voldemort and Harry come face to face at Hogwarts. That dragon we saw earlier takes flight, helping the guys break out of Gringotts. After believing Harry to be dead, the Death Eaters descend upon Hogwarts at the start of the dramatic climax. This is immediately following the wedding of Bill and Fleur at the beginning of Book 7. The festivities were broken up due to an announcement of the fall of the Ministry of Magic. Hagrid attempts to shoot Dragon's Fire out of Sirius Black's motorcycle at a few Death Eaters here. Here's Kingsley Shacklebolt riding a Thestral with a fake Harry Potter, who is actually Hermione in disguise. We can see here the Death Eater pursuing them is hit with a spell. Here we are at the Ministry of Magic. We see Ministry member and known Death Eater, Yaxley, Voldemort's loyal snake Nagini attacking Harry, likely at the home of Bathilda Bagshot at Godric's Hollow. Ron's using Gryffindor's sword to destroy a Horcrux. A blazing fire in the Room of Requirement near the end of the story. In the book, the fire was started by Crabbe, who also perishes during this part, but with the absence of that character in the movie, things will be a little different. Also, right behind them you can see one of the living chess pieces from the end of the first movie. We see Voldemort casting a very large and powerful spell here. This is just speculation at this point, but the color in the top right corner looks very similar to the magic we saw outside of Hogwarts in an earlier shot. Harry and Ginny share a kiss during the Battle of Hogwarts. Here's our first shot, in this trailer anyway, of Severus Snape, the newly appointed headmaster of Hogwarts after killing Dumbledore at the conclusion of the previous book. In this scene, Harry, Ron, and Hermione escape to a Muggle diner after Bill and Fleur's wedding, only to inadvertently alert Death Eaters of their presence. Here we see Draco Malfoy, Goyle, and another Slytherin, who we believe to be Blaise Zabini. Looks here that Hogwarts is under attack. And here we have Harry and Voldemort facing off, with Avada Kedavra going against Expelliarmus. It looks like the final confrontation between the two has been moved from the Great Hall to the outside grounds for the movie. So that does it for this frame by frame. The movie comes out in November, and you can apparently see it in 3D. That's fantastic. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out gamervision.com for more frame by frames.